Most people drift through life believing that everything demands their attention. Every comment, every headline, every opinion, every new crisis, every digital alert, all of it feels urgent. But the truth is far simpler. Most of it doesn't matter. Indifference, the strategic kind, not apathy, is a superpower. It's the ability to look at the chaos of modern life, shrug, and walk away with your inner world intact. It's the discipline of choosing what deserves your energy and letting everything else sink into the background noise where it belongs. The ancient Stoics understood this long before our phones turned us into reaction machines. They divided life into two categories: the things we can control and the things we don't. Simple, clean, precise. Yet in today's world, that distinction has collapsed. We treat everything as if it must impact us, as if every ripple in the Waterworld ocean should shake our identity. Look around. People fight over headlines designed to vanish in 48 hours. They get emotionally destabilized over strangers' opinions. They twist their lives trying to win the approval of people they will never meet. They drown in messaging, believing that reacting is the same thing as thinking. Indifference cuts through all of this. It doesn't mean you're cold, it means you're selective. It means your attention is no longer a public utility. It's private property again. And you guard it the way an emperor guards a palace, carefully, deliberately, and with the understanding that not everyone deserves entry. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of the most powerful empire on earth, understood indifference better than most modern people with far less to manage. He lived at the center of global chaos, surrounded by danger, politics, betrayal, war, and crippling illness. Yet in his private writings, he reminds himself again and again to remain unshaken by anything outside his control. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That is not a poetic line, it's a survival strategy. If an emperor surrounded by enemies could remain calm, what excuse do we have today? You and I aren't facing assassins. We're facing Instagram notifications, email pings, manufactured outrage, social comparison, digital illusions dressed as emergencies. The modern world has made people weak, not because life is harder, but because life is louder. And loudness tricks the mind into thinking something is important when it's merely noisy. Indifference restores sanity. Indifference is the art of refusing to be programmed by the outside world. It is the quiet realization that you do not have a moral obligation to react to everything you see, hear, or feel. In fact, most reactions dilute your clarity. Think about the average day. How many times does your mind get hijacked? How often do you check your phone without meaning to? How quickly does someone else's emotion become your emotion? This is how the modern world steals lives, not with force, but with distraction. The Stoics would call this captivity, not physical captivity, but mental servitude, where your thoughts are governed by events you cannot control. And that is the core of suffering, attaching your inner stability to things that were never yours to begin with. Indifference breaks that chain. It is the discipline of focusing only on what is truly yours: your judgments, your choices, your character, and your inner stability. Everything else is weather. Indifference doesn't make you passive, it makes you powerful. When you decide what matters, every decision becomes clearer. Every day becomes more intentional. Every emotion becomes manageable. You stop responding to life as if you were under attack. You begin responding as if you're in command. Strategic indifference is what allows a person to walk through a chaotic world with a calm mind. Not because life is easy, but because chaos no longer penetrates the inner wall. This is the Waterworld truth. People aren't drowning because the waves are too big. They're drowning because they've lost the ability to ignore the waves that don't matter. Most people treat every wave as a tsunami, every opinion as a judgment, every criticism as a crisis, every inconvenience as a catastrophe. But the man or woman who masters indifference sees life differently. The waves come, the waves go. They rise, they fall. And internally, nothing shakes. Indifference is not withdrawal, it's alignment. It is choosing to invest your energy into what matters and letting the rest fade into the background like static from another room. The modern world rewards outrage, emotional reactivity, tribal rage, and constant stimulation because these behaviors keep people exhausted. Tired people don't think. Tired people don't ask questions. Tired people don't reclaim their lives. But indifference, real, disciplined indifference, gives you the clarity to see through all of it. So, how do you cultivate indifference without becoming numb or detached? You do it the same way Marcus Aurelius did, with deliberate mental practice. First, negative visualization. Imagine the frustrations you're likely to encounter, not to depress yourself, but to prepare your mind. When you expect turbulence, you don't panic when it arrives. Second, the view from above. Zoom out mentally. See yourself from a higher vantage point. Your problems shrink. Your ego deflates. Most of what upsets you becomes insignificant when viewed against the scale of your actual life or the universe itself. Three, the discipline of selective attention. Your attention is your currency. Spend it on what matters. Withdraw it from what doesn't. A mind that does not chase every stimulus is a mind that cannot be manipulated. And finally, memento mori. You are temporary. I am temporary. We all vanish. Once you internalize that, it becomes nearly impossible to take trivial things seriously. Life becomes lighter and more meaningful. Indifference is not about becoming emotionless. It's about becoming uncorruptible. It's about protecting your inner world from theft, evasion, and distortion. It's about refusing to let the world script your thoughts for you. The world will try endlessly to provoke you, outrage you, divide you, and pull you into emotional battles that leave you drained. It will tell you that every issue is urgent, every argument is essential, and that you must participate in every cultural, political, or social conflict to prove you care. But caring is not measured by reactivity, it's measured by clarity. Indifference is the choice to see the world for what it is: noisy, chaotic, unpredictable, and to remain centered anyway. When you stop to control the uncontrollable, life becomes dramatically simpler. You stop drowning in the waves and start watching them with curiosity. The truth is, most people aren't suffering from lack of opportunity, lack of intelligence, or lack of discipline. They're suffering from overexposure to messages, expectations, crises, and narratives that have nothing to do with their real lives. Indifference is the antidote, the filter, the boundary, the inner firewall. It's not coldness, it's clarity. It's not withdrawal, it's ownership. And that is the beginning of a life you control, not a life that controls you. Thank you for watching.